Would you be shocked to hear that only 33% of the people living in the US are happy? Think about that. The Harris poll for the last 9 years has been surveying people to ask basically just one simple question. Are you happy? And 33% of the people are saying yes through tumultuous times, different political landscapes, during different financial, parts of our economy. Only 33% of the people are happy. And the question becomes, how do we create sustainable happiness? Like, is it realistic for you and I to be happy all the time? And look, I'm a contrast guy. Like, you gotta understand, appreciate the darkness to appreciate the light, the warm day, the rainy day, etc. But I get all that, but generally speaking, I prefer to be happy. It's just a better state of mind, because we all know someone that's just pissed off all the time. You know someone that isn't. They're not happy unless they're mad. You with me on this? And I've talked about this before on Mindset Monday about people that get squeezed. We all get squeezed in life. And when you get squeezed, what comes out? So the question is, are there hacks for happiness? If you're like me and the path is, I want to be happier all the time. I want to be happy as much as possible. Are there hacks for happiness? Well, this is what I know. There are 2 sustainable things that you can do to create happiness. And of course, if I say it to you right now, you're gonna be like, yeah, of course. You're gonna say family and relationships and all that stuff is true. Being in a gratitude state, all that is true. And yet the science says there's really only 2. And the first one is being of service to others. Being of service to others. I'm in this conversation with one of my sons. I'm like, look, when are you at your best? When do you feel the most alive? And he's like, when I'm helping somebody, when I'm giving back. And that could be working at a food kitchen, or it could be mentoring a buddy. It could be helping a friend move. It could be sitting down with someone saying, let me show you how to do this. Now, in this dialogue with my son, I said, think about it. When you're in that moment, where are you not? Think about it. Where are you not? You're not in your head. You're not thinking about you. You're not saying, am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Did I make enough money? Am I ever going to do well? If you read my book, Life by Design, we know that the average human being is 6 moves from death and dying. 6 moves from death and dying. I say to you, you should make more phone calls. And you're like, but if I make more phone calls, somebody's going to reject me. If somebody rejects me, then I'm not going to feel good. If I don't feel good, I'm not going to make any money. If I don't make any money, I'm not going to be able to eat. And if I don't eat, I'm going to die. And all I said was, make more phone calls. The problem is we're in our head too much. So if I'm in service of others, if I'm helping other people, whether it's helping them in their life transition, in buying or selling real estate, getting a mortgage, whatever it is, when you're in that act of helping others, you know how good it makes you feel. Do it all the time. The second one was really surprising to me. Surprising and yet not surprising. And that is, when you feel at your best, when you feel happy, you're learning new things. When you're in that growth mindset. Now, does it work for the fixed mindset person? Probably not, because they're uncomfortable. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not comfortable learning things. I'm not really good at learning. But for those of us in the growth mindset, when we're learning, we get electrified. I was in Dallas recently, and I had the good fortune to meet the CEO of this huge company. And we're chatting, and publicly traded giant business. And I'm like, so tell me about what you're doing now, because he's about to transition out of that job, and he's going to go into retirement mode. And I said, tell me you're going to write a book. He said, I am writing a book. I said, what are you writing about? And he starts telling me about what he's writing about. And I start getting chills. I'm learning something new. And I think to myself, that's it. The real secret to happiness is be in service to others and always be in a learning state. When you do those 2 things, you create sustainable happiness. So the question on this Monday is, what are you going to do to be of service to others? And what are you going to do? What are you going to do to put yourself in an environment where you're not the smartest, you're not the best, that you're going to learn something new, that you're going to expand and connect the dots in your brain and grow? What are you going to do?